What's up everybody, this is Corey from ThinkBrain, and in this video I'm going to be giving you tips on keyword research, how to provide keywords for your Shopify store using our SEO page link builder app. Doing keyword research is extremely important because I can tell you right now, you do not know what keywords are popular. Just when you think you do, you really don't. And there's a number of ways that you're going to have to approach this. First and foremost, the number one piece of software that I use is called SEMrush. It's what most professional SEO optimizers use. I'm going to provide you a link at the bottom. It's going to have an affiliate link. If you click and do sign up, please use my affiliate link. It helps us create more apps. You do not get charged any more money. It's just help on supporting us. So I do recommend using this system though, and I'm going to show you why too. I also recommend using Google Sheets, only because it's a real-time collaborating spreadsheet. It allows you to write in real time. If you use Excel or whatever, it's fine. Whatever you want to choose to store your keywords, that's what you want to do. So what we need to do is we need to look at your website first, and you need to look at how old is your website. So before we even dig and look at these types of keywords, there's two different types of keywords. You have short and long tail. So the short would be a keyword such as jeans, even women's jeans, boyfriend jeans, typically 1 to 2 words. That is a very competitive landscape though, and it's going to be really difficult if you have a website that is, I'd say, less than a year old, and if you're not pushing a lot of serious social traffic to that. So those keywords are something you want to eventually work towards, but you don't want to start targeting those keywords now because Google's not going to give you any time of day for those keywords if you have a small, low traffic website. If you have a brand new website and you do not have a lot of traffic coming in, it's just gradually building up and you're starting to spend money on advertising, then you need to do something called long tail keywords. Long tail keywords are essentially keywords that are 3, 4, or 5 words. Much easier to attain and much easier for you to achieve. I don't recommend going beyond 5 words though. I mean, even 5 is really hard too. These are low volume keywords. And in addition to that, there are some small words too that are also low volume, and we're going to identify that too. But I want to show you how to start grabbing those keywords, storing them, and that way you can keep an eye on the tracking as well. Okay, let's get started. If you look at the dashboard right now, I have this for a reason. I wanted to kind of show you. One of the things I like about SEMrush is it kind of gives you a brief overview of the dashboard for some websites that you're keeping an eye on. These are some of my sites as well as some of my client sites. I like to track this because it shows me how fast things are moving on a week-to-week basis. If you look here, this growth that you see, I'd say maybe half of these companies are actually using the system that we have in place. So it does work. It does show that it crawls successfully with some of the keywords and some of the techniques that we're using. So I do recommend this. I can definitely say though that it is not for everybody. The keywords will take some time. It's not overnight. We've been testing this for several months now on both high and low volume traffic websites. You can tell over here, you can see some of the organic traffic, that some of the numbers are low. That indicates that's a fairly new website. So that does mean that it's not getting a ton of traffic. But if you look at some of the higher ranks, you see that the one at the top is 20.7 thousand per month. That's the organic monthly traffic that's coming in. It went up 14.8%. So it does have relevance based on the amount of traffic that you're currently getting, as well as how long and how old your website has been around, as well as how much money you're spending for direct advertising traffic from social media such as Facebook. With that said, let's do some keyword research. I want us to do a quick overview of the keyword jeans, since that was what I was using in the examples in the installation. If you look at jeans, when you type in the keyword in your members area, what it does is it gives you the volume, which is the monthly search volume for that specific phrase. So 110,000 people have searched for just the word jeans. a lot of people are very skeptical and think, well, nobody's going to buy from typing in jeans, or nobody's going to type it one keyword in and actually buy from it. But they actually do. Believe it or not, they do. I worked for some major companies, and we have tested this, and you would be surprised that this volume does convert and it works. So you do eventually want to focus on getting these super high-end keywords, and it is attainable. I can tell you right now, it is definitely attainable. I have been able to achieve some very, very strong keywords just by doing this. If you look here at the bottom, it's going to give us some phrase match keywords. Elsa Jean, 165,000. Elsa Jean, 165,000 people have searched for that phrase. Jeans in general, 110,000. Jean-Claude Van Damme, obviously not a keyword we're going to look for. American Eagle, again, you do not want to target a brand. Balmain jeans, I don't even know what that means. What it's telling you over here is that is the cost of CPC if you're going to be doing Google AdWords or Google PLA, which is product listings. So if that's roughly what you would be spending if you were to get search volume from those keywords. $4.58 for Elsa Jean. Down here it shows you some organic results. It shows you some copy of some ads that people are running, as well as related keywords. I don't know why this isn't working right now, but this is another big thing that you're going to be using. Of course, you're not going to be targeting jeans right now unless you are a really high-end website using this. So let's go a little bit further. Let's go to what we were talking about earlier. Let's use ripped boyfriend jeans. So we're adding a description. We're adding a little bit more detail and a little bit more focus on a very specific product. So ripped boyfriend jeans has 6.6 thousand, which is still a high traffic website, I would consider. There's a lot of results. It does have some competition. But what it does here, if you look here at phrase match keywords, so now it's giving us some other options that we can also use. And over here on the right side, you have related keywords. This is where we're going to start to pull our keywords out. So if I were to make a list, if you had a collection of ripped jeans, ripped boyfriend jeans, then you're going to want to take some of these and keep them as your low, medium, and high ranks. So for example, I would choose boyfriend jeans ripped if you have a new website, because 210 people searching per month is not a lot. But if you can show Google that you're converting any of those keyword searches into a sale, Google will give you more credibility and it'll actually give you more higher ranked keywords. 480, for example, boyfriend ripped jeans. Again, it's just switching the keyword phrases though. That's giving you 480. So you can also target this one as well. You can target colors, black ripped jeans, white ripped jeans. Again, these are going to help you identify your niche a little bit further for Google before you get up to jeans, especially if you have only a limited number of products as well. So that would add these keywords. So you're just going to copy and paste some of these keywords and just put them over here and just make a list. And once you have your list, then you're going to figure out, okay, which ones do you really want to target? How many do you use? It all depends on how many different types of paragraphs you're going to have, if you're going to use them in popular searches, if you're going to use them in the secondary category as well. So you have to play around with that. And once you do this, within SEMrush, you want to make sure you add these keywords into your project tracker. The tracker is going to take all of these keywords, it's going to crawl it multiple times a day, and it's going to show you exactly where you rank for that specific phrase. That's going to allow you to see how fast that actually moves. If you're seeing that you're starting to rank within the first page of Google for, let's say, boyfriend ripped jeans, then it might be time for you to find more keywords and to move up into a little bit more of a higher volume. So where do we go from there? Well, it's a huge jump to go from 480 to 6,600. We need something in the middle. I'd say even double this. So maybe something with a 900 to 1,000 search volume. So what if we click on this? We're going to open this keyword phrase up and see if we can find something else that may be relevant. And we don't really have anything. Maybe there's some related keywords that are going to come up. So if that's the case, this is going to be really hard, yeah, there's nothing else that's really there. I mean, we can open up the full report and look at it. Maybe it'll have something in there. But I mean, if anything, then just go for it. If you're starting to rank on number one for these different types of keywords, or even 4, 5, or 6 within the first page, then yeah, go for the larger one and see where you're ranked. You can still crawl this site and see where you're at. If by then, if you're on the first page for these couple, you may be ranked 50 or 60 for this. So then start to focus on this. See if the 50 or 60 goes into page 4, which would be in the 40s, or page 3 for the 30s. So yeah, that's how you would gather keywords for your specific category. Hopefully this was helpful. It's just a very brief overview, but it's what we use when we're starting to grab different keyword variations. Start with a list of keywords, though, that you really think your target market will search for. Or even yet, you can even look in your Google Search Console, and it will show you a list of some of the keywords that people have typed before they actually click on your website. That's another place to start, aside from looking at your actual product name. Don't worry about focusing on brand names unless you are a store that has a lot of brand names that you're trying to target. But you got to remember, that's a brand name that everybody else is also targeting. So that's going to be extremely difficult for you to achieve. Maybe putting that in as popular searches. Instead of popular searches at the bottom, you can use popular brands and display your brands. However, I would recommend doing that in a later phase as you start to grow your organic traffic. Okay. Hopefully this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and feel free to ask us any questions in our support. Thanks.